Alright, so what to do, YouTube? It's your boy Digital coming at y'all again with another video for today. And today we're going to be talking about some leaked news about Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 that was leaked yesterday. So, yesterday I didn't get a chance to record this video because I was out doing other things, doing important things for school. But now I have the free time to be able to record this and to be able to tell you guys how I feel about the topic at hand. So the topic at hand that we're going to be talking about, like I said before, is the leaked news for Xenoverse 2, which was the character roster. So if any of you don't know, the character roster was leaked for Xenoverse 2 yesterday, and they basically were showing off some of the characters that we will be seeing and how many other slots have yet to be filled and whatnot. But here's the thing, it's disappointing as hell, and I kind of expected this coming from Dimps, but I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt and not really expect some type of BS to come out of Xenoverse 2. But usually I always do find something always wrong with Dimps when they always make games. Not wrong with Dimps, but wrong with Dimps' creations in Drake, or like their, I guess you say, their ideas and the concepts that they put into their game sometimes, like depending on what it is. And this time it happens to be the character roster once again, like it was in Xenoverse 1. So here's the disappointing thing. Okay, in Xenoverse 1, you guys know how they had the, what were they called? The Time Breakers. So the Time Breakers were basically the people of the Dragon Ball Z universe that were being controlled and manipulated by Demigra, and they turned purple and had the red eyes. So, you know, that's the same thing that's happening in Xenoverse 2, except Toa is the one that's behind it now. So you've all seen them. You know, you've seen Janemba, Yamcha, Broly with the Toa insignia on their foreheads. It looks like a the infinity sign and whatnot. So the problem is that those characters, the Time Breakers, the evil incarnations of the original characters that they come from, they're going to be separate slots. So if you didn't know, in Xenoverse 1, these Time Breakers were just different variations of their original characters that they were deprived from. So like if you had a Time Breaker Bardock, or a Time Breaker, not Bardock, but Cell, or a Time Breaker Kid Buu, basically all you would have to do is press L1 or R1 on the PlayStation and LB RB on the Xbox One, I think, and you would switch the variation, so you wouldn't have to go to a different character slot and select the evil version or the more evil version of a specific character that you wanted to use in Xenoverse 1. But in Xenoverse 2, they took those variations and made them into separate characters. Now the reason this is disappointing, at least for me, is because there were a whole bunch of other characters that we could have had with the character roster leak, or at least with the character roster length that was shown at TGS 2016 these past couple of days. You know, there was at least presumed that there would be at least 85 characters, or at least 85 character slots, basically. So same thing. When we got those character slots revealed, we still had like at least like 10 to 15 plus new characters that we have yet to see. But now some of those 10 to 15 character slots have now been taken up by evil variations of specific characters throughout the Dragon Ball Z universe. I saw Yamcha, I saw Kid Buu, I saw Broly, and plenty others. You get the point. So it was kind of disappointing because now that takes away, because who's to say how many more other characters that we will see that will be, you know, have the, you know, that will have the evil influence of Toa. So now we just got shown, you know, Golden Frieza and probably, I think, Metal Cooler within the last trailer that they just showed, the English TGS 2016 trailer that just came out a couple of days ago. And so it's like, it's disappointing, and I really don't, I mean, I'm disappointed because there could have been so many other characters that could have got those spots instead of just weak variations, in my opinion, weak variations of the actual characters that should have just been just that, a variation, instead of taking up a character slot. Because in my opinion, they're not going to fight that much differently from their original counterparts, and I don't really feel like they deserve to have just a separate character slot because they're not that unique at all. All they have is just a new insignia on their forehead, and they just turn violet, purple, or whatever the color may be, light purple with a little bit of pink in it, I don't know. But anyways, I feel like this was always going to be an issue anyway, because with the way Dimps does their character roster, you have things such as base form Goku, Super Saiyan God Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and also Goku base with his Whis training outfit, all as separate characters. Now I don't know about the Goku with the Whis training outfit and base, but at least those last three I just said are separated characters: base Goku, God Goku, and Blue Goku. So at the end of the day, it's like, why would you make those transformations separate? Now you would have to go through a process of transforming at least like 4 or 5 times just to get to Super Saiyan God or Blue. But here's the thing, they should have went about it like the Tenkaichi route. The Tenkaichi route allowed you to play with certain transformations from the beginning, and you could also transform into certain ones like by skipping. So like in Tenkaichi 3, if you started out in base Goku, if you let your ki go up so far, or at least your blast stock, if you would let it go up so far, you could transform into an accelerated state. So you could go straight from base form to Super Saiyan 3. And I think that should have been the concept that they should have went with, or that should have been the concept that they should have went with Xenoverse 2. We should have been able to start out with transformations, or we could at least, start out in base and skip to those transformations instead of having certain transformations for certain characters being separate, such as Cooler in his final form and Cooler in his fourth form. That doesn't make any sense to me, because it's like, what if I want to transform during battle? What if I want to, stuff like that. So it's just kind of weird, and I kind of felt that was going, and I felt that like with the character roster doing such a thing as that, I feel like this time breaker, with these time breakers being separated characters, I knew that this was going to come, because it was like, okay, Dims, they make these unnecessary character slots get taken up by unnecessary characters and their transformations. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the characters and their transformations that are taking up slots are useless, but what I'm saying is that I think it would have been better if those characters and their transformations could have been selected from the beginning. Maybe I can start it in base form, and then I can have the option to also choose Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, Blue, God, Frieza, first form, final form, full power. I can start out in either of those forms instead of them being a separate character slot for me to choose from the beginning. And so that's what kind of makes it disappointing, because as well, I feel like those time breaker slots that they're taking up, or at least those slots that the time breakers are taking up, I feel like those could have been occupied by better characters, such as maybe like, Android 13, Bojack, Garlic Jr., just a whole bunch of a plethora of movie and filler characters that we all know and love, that we want to see in Xenoverse 2. Like, we haven't even been confirmed yet to see, we haven't even seen any confirmation for Baby Vegeta, and he's one of the main GT characters that should have been in the game, especially since Goku has his Super Saiyan 4 mode within the game. And another thing that I saw, which is just me nitpicking, but Great Saiyan Man is now a separated character from Adult Gohan. If you remember, in Xenoverse 1, Great Saiyan Man was just another variation of Adult Gohan with different moves, but now he's his own character. Now, the only reason I feel like a character should be separated from his, I guess you could say, his base form, is if they fight differently, or if it's a different entity entirely. Base Gohan, or at least Adult Gohan, and Great Saiyan Man, there's no difference between them. But Adult Gohan and Ultimate Gohan, there's a big difference, So I just feel like certain characters shouldn't have just been separated from their actual regular base forms. Now, at the end of the day, I really didn't have a problem with this until the time breakers started taking up slots. With these time breakers taking up slots, it's like, wait, why are they taking up slots when they're not that important to even be separated from their original forms, especially since they're not going to pretty much fight that differently. I think I saw some moves from Broly that looked the same as his base form from Xenoverse 1 in his evil mode. So I'm like, okay, what's the point? But I mean, I'm not surprised, because Dimps usually does crazy stuff like this. They've always done stuff like that with Dragon Ball Budokai games and Infinite World and Burst Limit. You couldn't start out from a transformation from the beginning, and it's just weird to me. And Teen Gohan still doesn't have his base form. I mean, that's weird to me. I don't understand why he's the only Super Saiyan with only his base form missing and whatnot. So I mean, I don't know, but I was just hoping that maybe, I mean, I know there's still DLC along the way that we still have to see until post-launch, but at the end of the day, I feel like certain characters should have been in the game from RIP. And so instead of us getting at least like 10 to 15 plus new characters, that number probably has gone in half, or maybe even more than half. Maybe like, I don't know, 2/3, maybe been split into 2/3. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's just disappointing, because I really felt like these character slots were going to be taken up by more important characters, like I said before, 13, Bojack, maybe Garlic Jr., and stuff like that. And it's just disappointing, because I was at least hoping that would have been the case, but it turns out that it's not. And I was really excited for Xenoverse 2, especially since, they revealed the 85 character slots, and then we still had like 10 to 15 plus new characters. I was really excited about that. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have any loss of interest in Xenoverse 2. I'm still hella excited for it because of the way that it's going. But at the end of the day, I just feel like that this was just unnecessary, for them to make the character variations separate characters, especially when they're not going to be fighting that much differently from each other and stuff like that. But I mean, that's just me. I don't know how you guys may feel, but you guys can let me know down in the comment section below. Let me know how y'all feel. Let me know if this grinds your gears. Let me know if this upsets you in any form of fashion. Let me know. But before I go, here's one of the main things that I want to tell you guys, so that way this will never happen again. you got to understand that the DBZ community is one of the biggest communities in anime fandom. You got to understand that since Dimps did this, and if most of you all are not satisfied with this, you got to understand that you have the power, because without your money, these companies won't be able to make or produce games, and they won't be able to, you know, keep their jobs, I guess. But here's the thing. If the game isn't the way that you want it to be, say something about it. Don't just sit back and take it and be like, oh man, that sucks, that's ugly. Say something about it. You guys have a bigger impact on the gaming community than you realize. Tell these people at Dimps, bam, we want these characters, or we will at least want to see bigger character slots and more with the DLC packs. If you guys really are vocal about this, you can make them produce even more DLC packs for I guess you could say for specific characters and stuff like that, so that way they won't have no choice but to, because with your vocal outreach being as big as it is, or as big as it can be, you'll be unstoppable. So at the end of the day, people, all I'm saying is that, you know, if you want to see all the movie villains confirmed, if they're not confirmed already in Xenoverse 2, bam, tell Dimps, make videos, you know, make polls, do anything you can, even send me suggestions so that I can try to help out as well. You know, tell Dimps, bam, we want to see a movie DLC pack. If you guys get that word out, you know, by the millions, by the dozens, by the hundreds, whatever, you'll be able to probably get that, and even more, just depending. You know, we got the Dragon Ball Super content coming out, and, you know, of course, they said they were going to be adding more DLC, but you guys can make them add more DLC that they didn't even plan to, you know, add in. If you guys want to see the movie characters, if you guys want to see the filler characters, you know, being DLC packs, tell Dimps right away so they can go on ahead and get started on it. Because with your vocal outreach and with the Dragon Ball Z community being as big as it is, there's no way that shit won't get done if you guys are super vocal about about it and whatnot. But I mean, that's just me. That's just my opinion. That's just my ideas. I mean, my thoughts on the whole character roster leak and exactly what we can do to fix it, in my opinion. So anyways, people, let me know how y'all feel down in the comment section below. Are you disappointed? Are you not? Is it meh? Or is it like, nah? You know what I'm saying? Do you guys, you know, not want to see this character roster updated? Do you want to see it updated with better characters, or are you fine with it? You know, just the typical old BS. But anyways, people, let me know down in the comment section below, and maybe we can get something started about this whole, you know, character roster disappointment. And then with that, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.